Hey Aggies, I'm going to show you how to calculate your grades. A lot of you are asking me about different scenarios with your grades. Can you still make a C? Can you still make a B, etc. So I'm going to show you how you can calculate your grades, not only for my class, but for your other classes as well, if you follow this simple math. So let's get to it. To be able to play out different scenarios about your grades, you're going to need to use our syllabus. So the first thing you do is you need to find the syllabus and go to the page that has the grading breakdown, where you see what assignments are worth what. So when you see that, you're going to find that we have 3 exams, and the 3 exams are 30% of your grade. Okay, you're going to find that we have 3 quizzes, 3 quizzes, that's 15% of your grade. Then we have homework, which is all of your iLearn chapter homework. The homework is worth 20% of your grade. Okay. Then we have something called a category called written work, which is an essay that you'll take at the end. Okay, and that is worth 10% of your final grade. We also have oral exams, your favorite. Oral exams, the percentage for oral exams is 15%. Okay. And then we have a final exam. The percentage for that is 10%. So all of these should equal 100%. Okay? All right, so that's the grading breakdown. Now, just by looking at our grading breakdown, if you have 3 exams at 30% each, I don't want to insult your intelligence, but some kids can't figure this out. 3 exams at 30% each means each exam is 10%. Okay? Each exam is 10%. Same thing with quizzes. We have 3 quizzes at 15%. That means that 5% is each quiz. So each quiz is worth 5% of your final grade. We have 5 chapters in iLearn. Chapter P, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's 5 total chapters. So 20 divided by 5. Each chapter is worth 4% of your final grade. We're going to have 1 writing essay, part of your final exam. The essay is going to be worth 10%. So that is the full 10% because there's only 1 essay. Then we have oral exams. Your oral exams are a total of 15%. There are 5 orals, which means that each oral is worth 3%. And then you have 1 final exam for 10% of your final grade. All right, so here's your grading breakdown on the syllabus. Here is each individual assignment broken down by percentage of your final grade. All right, 3 exams, 10% each. Each quiz is worth 5% of your grade. Each iLearn homework chapter is worth 4% of your grade. Each writing assignment, there's only going to be 1, that's 10%. Each oral exam is 3% each. And then your final is a full 10 points, 10%. So now that you've established that, let's do some scenarios. Let's do some scenarios now. So we're going to go with this student, student A. Okay? Student A, let's say students, the exams average out. Exams average to 52%. Okay, that's their average for their exams. Let's say that student A has a quiz average quiz average of, I don't know, let's make up a number, 79. Okay. Let's say that student A has a homework average. They've been doing their homework. Let's say they have a B average for their homework. For their essay at the end of the semester, let's say they get an 85 on that. Right? So exams, quiz, homework, essay. And they haven't been doing too good on their oral exams. Maybe they've missed a couple, or maybe they just haven't done too good on them. So oral exam average, let's say they get a, I don't know, 49 on that. So, and then the only thing we're missing here is the final. So you want to know what you have to do. This is at the end of the term. You want to know what you got to make on that final to see if you have a fighting chance or not, right? So what we're going to do here is you're going to multiply 52 times the 30%, and that's going to give you a number. You're going to multiply the quiz average, the 79, by 15%, and that's going to give you a number. You're going to multiply the homework by 20%, that's going to give you a number. You're going to multiply the essay by 10%, that's going to give you a number. You're going to multiply your orals. The orals are worth 15%. That's going to give you a number. Okay? So go ahead and get your calculator. These are the numbers you're going to multiply. This is the percentage worth. Okay? This is how much each of these things is worth. This is the average of what this student got, student A. This is what student A has. So when you multiply 52 times 30%, or you need to be able to multiply by percent, you know you have to use that decimal point. So 52 times 30%, you're going to get a number 15.6. When you multiply the quiz, 79% times 15% of the category, you're going to get 11.9. I rounded that one. The homework, you should get 16.2. The essay, you should get 8.5. And the oral exams, you should get 7.4 points. All right, these are the total points. Right? Now what you do is you add all these guys up. When you add them up, total points, when you add all of those points up, you should get a 59.6, which 59.6 is going to round up to a 60, which is a D. And then you need to make a certain grade on the final to be able to get a C. So what you actually need to make on the final here, if the final is worth 10% of your grade, you need to make 100 on the final. So you can get 10 points, so you can turn this D into a C. Okay? Now let's look at another student, student B. Let's look at student B. Student B has different numbers, different scenarios, different numbers. Let's look at student B. Let's see if this makes more sense to you with some different numbers. So here we go, student B. They did very good on exams. Their exam average is a 92%. If you multiply 92, that's the average of their 3 exams, multiply 92 by 0.3, you're going to get 27.6 points. Their quiz average is a 60%. The 60 multiplied by 15% of the worth of quizzes, you're going to get 9 points. They got an A as an average for their homework. They got a 90 as the average for the homework. If you multiply 90 times 0.2, because the homework is worth 20% of your final grade, student B got 18 points for their homework. On the essay, they got a C. The essay is worth 10%, so 10 points. That equals 7 points for the essay. Their oral average is also a C average. So the orals is 70%. The average for their oral, 70. You multiply that times 0.15. You're going to get 10.5. All of these points, you add them up. All of these points, you add them up, you get 72 points. 72 points is a C. So what does this student have to make on the final to get, let's say they want to get a B? Well, they would have to make an 80 on the final if they want to get a B minus. If they want to get a B, they would have to make 100 on the final. You could do this, plug in all kinds of numbers, all kinds of scenarios. You can plug in your own unique numbers that you have attained throughout the course thus far. Okay, just remember that you have 3 exams, 3 quizzes. Okay, each of them is worth a certain percentage, all by just breaking down what I have on your syllabus by categories. Okay, if you just break that down, you can do this yourself. You can calculate your own grades and your own scenarios so that you can see what you would have to make in the remainder of the assignments to get the grade you want to get. Again, we've had 2 exams so far. Each exam is 10% each. Okay, we have 3 quizzes. We've taken 1 culture quiz so far. So each culture quiz is 5% of your grade. Each online homework assignment is worth 4% of your grade. Each writing assignment is worth 10% of your grade. There's only going to be 1 essay written. Each oral exam is 3% of your grade. And then your final exam is 10% of your grade. So if you follow the math I've done here for you, okay, remember all your points need to equal up to 100, okay? So whatever points you get out of 100, that's going to be your final grade. If you have more questions about calculating your average or calculating your grade, or Ms. Falcon, what do I have to get in order to get this grade? You can do this now by yourself, now that you know how to do it.